Staying with India, 4 months after announcing its cab service totally based on electric cars, Indian startup Blu Smart, in association with Mahindra Mahindra, has launched an all-electric ride-share service in India. Well, to celebrate partnership, Mahindra E-Verito sedans were flagged off in New Delhi it was done by Niti Aayog CEO Amitabh Kant, who said sharing and transforming over electric mobility is required for future. Let's listen him out.
Ladies and gentlemen, is to improve the quality of life of our citizens, particularly in Delhi and the NCR region. There are several advantages India has. If you look at America, there are 980 cars per 1,000 people. In Europe, there are 880 cars per 1,000 people. In India, there are only 22 cars per 1,000 people. Therefore, there are no legacy issues in India. If America and Europe were to go electric fully, there'll be a huge amount of legacy issues. There'll be a huge amount of destruction which will have to take place. In contrast, we can move smoothly from 22 vehicles and transit to a sharing and an electric world of tomorrow.
At a time new government has taken charge in India, industry here is hopeful of big reforms in the upcoming budget to rev up the economy. As India GDP has slowed down in last quarter and this year, industry is hopeful of a rate cut coming in RBI's monetary policy announcement tomorrow. I caught up with newly appointed head of CII or Confederation of Indian Industry, Mr. Vikram Kirloskar, in this exclusive conversation. Hear him out.
So first issue is on the investment side. Can the government do anything on the tax situation for that? Second is on the consumption side. Consumption side, my colleague Mr. Kotak was saying there's enough liquidity in the market yesterday, but the issue is the cost of the liquidity and the quality of the borrower. Yeah, the two major issues, cost of liquidity, and he's finding it difficult for the cost of liquidity to come down. He gave a lot of reasons. We're expecting RBI to reduce the rate. I hope it will get passed down, but it's difficult to get fully passed down. I think the real interest rate in India is quite high. Inflation has been very, very tightly controlled. Interest rates are still pretty high. So our real interest rates also compared to the rest of the world are pretty high. So I think that should work on consumption as well. We need retail finance at good rates. So they are the two main areas on the economic area that we are targeting, we are suggesting. But also cautiously, see, this is where the problem starts. You know, we can't increase budget deficit. I think India has taken a good, prudent stance over the years, and budget deficit has been controlled. It's slowly coming down. Maybe you want it coming down faster, but it's not going up. You know, it's been controlled. There's a lot of pressure on that. So you're stuck on priorities now.
And so you just spoke about interest rate cuts. Well, RBI's policy is going to come very shortly. So do you expect between 25 BPS to 35 BPS?
I'm not in the banking business. I'm not in the money business. I don't know how a lot of this is done, but I hope some cut will come. But that's what the market expects.
But rate cut is required to actually...
I think the market is expecting a rate cut because the inflation has been steady at a low level. If the inflation was high, no chance of rate cut, or maybe there would be a rate increase also. But inflation has been controlled. It has been at a steady level, at a low level. So I think therefore a rate cut is expected.